Then you want it to be just 10 numbers between zero. No, okay, let's say that how many, let's just say the class of 6 students, 6. Then you can just create an int, I mean np dot round, np dot round to create random whole numbers. So you can do the same for this also for second CA. So for this now, exam score, let's create a random number also, but now it's between 0, let's say between 10 and 60. Between 10 and 60, then you can then see that total is equal to, so instead of looping, if you are using list, you have to loop, but now you just have to use our formula 2 times C1 plus C2 plus exam. So it's going to calculate for individual item. Then you can then print total. Do you understand that?
Okay.
So anytime we run this, we are going to get different numbers because we are using random numbers.
Okay.
Do you understand that? Then I told you that there is what we call pseudo random number generator. You can pseudo it np.random.seed. So this seed is going to get a random number, but anytime you run it, you are going to get the same random number. So I can seed it to the 0. So anytime I run this, I'm going to get the same random number.
Okay, okay.
So that is what I was explaining about np.seed. So you can try to read more about pseudo random number generator. It's using some kinds of formulas to get the same random number. Do you understand that?
Okay.
So it's for pseudo random number generation. So it's going to seed, but if you are seeding with another, starting from another seed, you are going to get different random number. Do you understand that? So most times I do advise that you seed. So you seed, for example, if I give a particular task now, then you want us to get the same value, then you are using several kinds of random number, uniform distribution, or normal distributions. Then you have to seed it for me to be getting the same thing that you are getting there.
Okay.
So you just tell me that you've seeded with maybe 4 or 5. If you have, maybe for example, I give you an assignment now, you send this particular code to me, I will never get the same thing that you got. So I have to seed it. You have to use the same seed for us to get the same thing. Do you understand that? So looking at these numbers now, if at all we have students like this, let's say student names like this. So if you have student names like this, it's in form of a list. Let's say Tokwe, let's say Titi, let's say Tayo, let's say Tayo, then let's say TJ. So is that 6?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So if you have something like this, so how can we print the students that have the highest score? How can we print the students that have the highest score? You just want to print the students that have the highest score. So you can easily do that, like say print np dot, we first calculate the index idx equal to np dot arg max, that is a maximum score total. Do you understand that?
Okay.
Then can I say that print students with the highest score is equal to students underscore names. Then you put the particular index that you've calculated, underscore names, then idx. So it's going to give you the student with the highest score. Do you understand that?
So it generates it by itself?
Generate what? You know, this particular total is being generated randomly. But depending on the highest score of this total, it's going to calculate the index. This argmax is to calculate the index, that which position. Do you understand that? I can try to print total.
Okay.
Let me print total for us to see the total. So it should be total like this. So you have something like this. So students with the highest score is what? So which one is the highest score? 64, which is Tayo. Do you understand that? So you see that I use this argmax, the index of the maximum, to calculate to slot in into this particular student's name to get the particular student. Do you get that?
Yes.
So we are going to stop here for today. So your assignment to be for this, you extend this particular because I want you to do it before tomorrow. Do you understand that? So it's just a simple assignment. So extend this particular code. You extend this particular code. Then you calculate the grade for all the students using a particular grading system in such a way like this. You understand? You calculate the grade for each of the students. You print the grade. So you use a grading system for this. If like 0 to 39 should be F. So 40 to 49 should be E. Okay. So 50 to 59 should be D. Then we have 60 to 69 to be C. Then 70 to 79 to be B. Then 100, 80 to 100 should be A. So you cannot get any value that's more than 100. So you have to use this particular grading system. Then calculate grade for each of the students, giving their student score. So you just have to use your if. So is that okay?
Any hints?
Okay, hints. So use your if conditions. So I can like this particular, it depends on your own approach. You can use separate approach. Like you can try to maybe create a, okay, do it like this. I want you to do it like this. Use a function. Create a function. Maybe you know how to create a function now. Maybe def. So the function is going to get, is going to accept the student score, which is the maximum score.
Okay.
Then it's going to return the grade. Do you understand that? It's going to return the grade. And this is how the function will look like. Def, let's say get grade. So name it as get grade. So it's going to accept score. So it's going to return the grade. So you can see that you can try to create several conditions here. So I don't want your code to be messy. That's why I say that just do that. So you can just say this score is equal to, is greater than maybe 70, is greater than or equal to 80, then grade is equal to A, something like this. So once I call this particular function, get grade of maybe 88. So I have A. Did you get that? So that is, so like this particular condition. Now you now extend this condition to suit all these particular conditions. I've told you.
That means we are going to use a lot of elifs.
Elifs, yes, use elifs.
Okay.
So extend it to suit all those conditions.
Okay.
So you get that. So use elifs. Okay. So that for every item that is any score, you are going to get the grade. So after getting the grade in this particular code, So you can use a loop. You might need to use a loop here, maybe for each of these student score, which is total, then slot in the grade. Get grade of student score, so. Get grade of student score, so. Do you understand that? For example,
Okay.
now, like if I need to get the first total, so it will be total of I, and total 0, that is the first total. So get grade of total 0. So let me try to create an otherwise condition here so that I won't get an empty. So grade equal to B of maybe E. So if I just say that get grade, do you understand that? So I'm getting E. So you can then loop through this total score. Within this total score, for I in the total score, then use all this grade, get grade. Why? Do you understand that?
Okay. Then how do you assign that this student gets this mark?
That is why you have to create an empty
Or
list.
it's not part of the assignment?
It's part of it now. You have to create an empty list, or better say, don't assign, just print within the loop. Do you understand that?
Okay.
Just point within the loop, like.
So are you creating like random scores?
No, you have already done it to this particular point. You have your total score already. So this total score, create a function that we use for all this particular grade. A function that will accept any of this score that is going to return the grade of that student.
Okay.
That is the first part of the assignment. So with this your function that you've calculated, do you understand that? Maybe you've calculated, you extend this particular function to suit all this grade, A to F. Then for each of this particular total, then print the grade. So for example, now this is the first grade. I've printed this name. Can I say that maybe G is equal to the grade? You understand that? So print, I can answer that print students. Okay, I can even try to format my printing very well. I can say that student names 0. I'm trying to use 0 as an example, but you have to look throughout the student names. So I can say student name 0 with the score, comma total. With the score, comma total 0. Then as a grade of, comma G. Do you understand that? So it must say that Topper with this score 52 has a grade of A. So within that your loop, you just have to print all this. So I've already finished printing. So you just have to keep.
So we don't need to extend any of this figure that you have generated already.
I don't get that. Don't extend anything. Just use the same numbers of items. Just the first assignment is for you to create this. Make sure you extend this function for all these scoring system. Then the next assignment is for you to, for each of these scores, for each of the scoring system, for each of these student names, use this particular function you've created to use get grade of total. If you are maybe for I in range learn student names, then get grade of total student names, something like that. Then you print this, then print student names of a particular student name with a score of a total of a particular score as a particular grade that you've calculated using this get grade function. So is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
So help us God.